Josh the Goods Woods Dalton Castle.
Drop down, almost catches Castle. Forces him into a move for a backslide here. Catches Woods, one.
When you see somebody going toe-to-toe with Josh Woods, only Dalton Castle can do that. Two of the strongest hips in the locker room, man. These guys, they can throw you once they get their hips lower.
Wow.
Then they just send you for a ride and you pray you land flat.
Ooh, knife edge chop. Over the single leg, grabs the ankle, rolls through.
It's that low ankle single pick. I love it.
And catches Castle. Dumps it up and over. T-bone plants Castle. 1, 2. Just a 2 count there. He's physically separated by Castle. Whoa! He was to keep it on the outside.
Whoa!
Oh, God. Woods, the knees driven into that lower back. That's where the vertebrae were broke. Oh, God, Woods just dumping. Less than a minute to go here in this pure match. Woods shrugs off by Castle. Castle has him up. Bang! No! By Woods. Woods has him. Traps him in the clover leaf. Body scissors.
That's it.
Woods lock does it.
Wow.
Shane Taylor Promotions. They are representing the Foundation.
Of course, this is this week's main event, and Khan just tosses Lethal away. And Williams sent to the outside, but wow! Williams holds on. Gresham capitalizes. Gresham to the top. High cross bot. Oh!
Bounces right off of him.
Khan plants the boot.
My goodness, this guy moves with purpose.
Sure did. Gresham in.
I think Khan saw the tag it off.
It's the backhand. Gresham catches Khan. Lethal gets Taylor, and Gresham plants Khan. And it's Khan, nobody home. Moses, holy Moses.
He's parting the Red Sea on that one. Here comes Lethal.
Wow. And here we go. It's Gresham.
God, that's beautiful.
Shooting star. 2. Just a 2 count there. Gets one on Khan. Lethal in.
Whoa.
Wow. Oh, Taylor got him. Welcome to the land.
That's doing Riccaboni. That's it.
Shane Taylor has pinned Jay Lethal.
Wow.
The winners of this match, Shane Taylor Promotions.
I'm Quinn McKay, and I'm here to update you on everything going on for the week in Ring of Honor. On the latest episode of ROH TV, we saw Shane Taylor continue his dominance as he pinned former world champion Jay Lethal in a hard-fought 6-man tag team showdown. You can now add Lethal to the list of former world champions that Shane has recently defeated, as Shane continues to validate his standing at the top of the world title rankings. Not to mention the STP is in line for a world 6-man championship match as well. I was able to get comments from Taylor and SOS immediately following their victory over the Foundation, so let's go to those now. I'm Quinn McKay, backstage at Ring of Honor, and we just watched an incredible 6-man tag team matchup between the Foundation and STP. Moses, Khan, yes, you did. It was incredible. Congratulations, SOS. Huge win. Shane, quick question for you. Do you feel as though this incredible win further cements you as the heirs apparent for the Ring of Honor World 6-Man Tag Team Championships?
What do you think, Quinn?
Yes.
Ring of Honor wanted to hand us the 6-man championships. That's not how we make history here. We make history by doing exactly what we just did, taking champions in Ring of Honor and dropping them on their damn heads. There are only 2 legacies that I'm chasing here. Kenny King, who I already beat. And after pinning Jay Briscoe at Final Battle and pinning Jay Lethal, I think it's obvious as to who the #1 contender for the World Championship is. I told you before, I got next. Shane T, boy, the baddest champion you ever seen, boy.
No shirt today.
The abs for the internet. Also on the latest edition of ROH TV, we saw Josh the Goods Woods defeat Dalton Castle in a Pure Rules match. Josh is another wrestler with some huge wins recently, with 2 former world champions on that list. I was able to get comments from Josh immediately following the match, so let's go to those now. I'm Quinn McKay, backstage at Ring of Honor. We just saw an incredible Pure Rules match, and Josh the Goods Woods, you look very disappointed in yourself. Why do you look disappointed? You just defeated a former Ring of Honor world champion for the second time in recent weeks.
I mean, did you see what happened out there? All the brawling and all the fighting, man.
That's true.
Like, I'm disappointed in myself that I let that happen. You know, like, yeah, I beat another former world champ. That's great, but you know, I didn't come to this division, you know, to brawl, to fight. I came to the Pure division to establish my dominance as one of the best wrestlers in this company. All right, I only have one goal. That's to be the next Ring of Honor Pure champion.
Josh the Goods Woods might be disappointed in his showing today, but I think it's pretty safe to say that we're not. There you see the current Pure Division rankings. Josh remains high, and as you see, Joe Keys is right there at number 3. Last week, right here on Week by Week, we saw a 4-way dojo gauntlet that was set up by ROH dojo trainers Will Ferrara and Pure champion Jonathan Gresham. Gresham wanted to award one of his students the opportunity of a lifetime, and the board of directors agreed, despite the dojo students not being ranked. Joe Keys was able to prevail over Dante Caballero, Ken Dixon, and Eric Martin, earning his spot in the rankings and an ROH Pure Championship match. That match will be on the next episode of ROH TV, so let's get a closer look now.
Well, I first joined the ROH dojo June 2018, and it hasn't all been, you know, sunshine and daisies and rainbows and all that crap. There wasn't a lot of confidence amongst us until we started getting the opportunity that we knew that we deserved. And a lot of that had to do with John Gresham coming to bat for us. John, you were probably the only person that saw something, not just in myself, but the other members, your students, your proteges, that we didn't see in ourselves. So you got our heads out of our ass to see what value we brought to this company and to wrestling itself. I mean, people will throw out the cliche with their trainers and their coaches, like, oh, well, he taught you everything you know, but he didn't teach you everything he knows. Well, John, you weren't my first trainer, John. You didn't teach me everything I know. When I first started wrestling, I wasn't taught anything. I got the crap beat out of me for about 6 to 8 months. They tried to drive me off and take my money. And then after that, they realized I'm around to stay, and that's when they taught me. They didn't just teach me wrestling. They taught me to be a man, John. And my original trainer, RJ Meyer, the Bruiser, he passed from leukemia a few months ago. And he was my biggest fan. When I couldn't believe myself, he was the only one who would see past that. He saw great things for me, even when I didn't see it in myself. And I just wish I had the opportunity to tell him that I would get the wrestle for the Pure title. But by the time we lock up, John, he's not going to be able to see this. Well, you carry the burden, the entire locker room coming after your 2 titles. I carry the burden, knowing that my hero won't be there to see his work pay off. And John, I just need to thank you, not on behalf of myself, but the other 3 gentlemen that you gave this opportunity to, because nobody else on our roster would have done that for us. I just want you to remember when you were in our spot, and you were pushing, and you were driving, and you didn't think anybody was giving you the opportunity. And now look what you are. You're the Pure champion. You bestowed in me that same passion, that same drive, that same edge to overlook all the crap that we dug through, all the doubt and all the frustration to keep us where we are today. And John, that same drive, that same passion, that same edge may just take your title from you.
Final Battle was a great event for Ring of Honor. The Foundation, we won all of our matches. After that tag match, of course I'm a little beat up. I was thrown around the ring by one of the biggest guys in this company, PCO. Not to mention Mark Briscoe whooping my ass all over the ring too, but it doesn't matter. Because what fuels me is the love and passion for this company. It's not a job for me, it's a lifestyle. That's what pure professional wrestling is. And Flip, you entered this match telling the world that you're training in different ground techniques and you're training in submissions. But understand this, you are one of the best high flyers in the world, but it takes more than just a couple of training sessions to call yourself a pure professional wrestler. You do not possess the qualities of a pure professional wrestler. It takes time and years and dedication, and most importantly, love for this company and the style to call yourself a pure professional wrestler. But you know who can call themselves a pure professional wrestler? Joe Keys. During his time in the Ring of Honor training program, Joe Keys has shown great knowledge and understanding, but most importantly, passion for the original art of this great sport. Joe, you've earned yourself a Ring of Honor Pure Championship title opportunity. This match is bigger. This is not us sitting in the dojo rolling around for training. During this match, I want you to be 100%. I want you to bring your all, because I'm bringing mine. That's what this division is all about. We're the backbone, the foundation of this company. And if you want this, you have to go through me. I don't want you to look at me as your trainer. I want you to understand that I am the foundation.
Also on the upcoming episode of ROH TV, we'll see a tag team main event featuring the OGK, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, facing off with the Bouncers. As we have stated, for the health of our performers and after multiple rule violations, property damage, and overall chaos that ensues when both Matt Taven and Vincent are in the ring together, the ROH Board of Directors have banned Vincent and Matt Taven from touching each other at an ROH-sanctioned event. Hopefully this allows the Bouncers and OGK to have an awesome match without the distraction of Vincent and the Righteous. In more good news, Mike Bennett will be cleared to return to action this weekend after the heinous attack at Final Battle. And OGK looks to continue their momentum in the tag team division. The Bouncers are looking to skyrocket up the tag team rankings, and a win over the OGK will do just that. Let's hear from both teams now.
He is I, and I am him, and I'm the trend, Matt Taven. But more importantly, this is the OGK. And before we say anything, I gotta apologize to you, man. Yeah, no, I mean, you came here to help me, to save me, but I got you involved in something that it's not your problem to deal with. And now you're sitting here with a bum ankle, and I know Ring of Honor's doing us a favor by banning that Melvin from the ring, but we have a huge match against one of our old friends, Brian Malonis, and now I'm not even sure if we should even do this in the first place.
Matt, please look.
No, I mean, seriously.
I get it. I really do. But I didn't come back here just for a big celebration and a big praise party. I came back for this, the Kingdom, what it's always been about. 5 years ago when I left, this is what it's always been about.
Yeah.
And if that meant going and kicking Vincent's ass, that's what we do. That's what we've always done. But you know what? I'm not focused on that. Why are we focused on that? He can't come to the ring. He can't touch you. So let's focus on what we do. We've traveled the world.
You're right.
Japan, every single country we go, we do this. Yeah. We have fun.
Yeah.
Tonight, wrestling friends.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. Let's go do it. Let's not think about Vincent, the Righteous, all that other crap. I don't want to think about it. I want to think about this. Let's do this. This is the reunion right here. Let's do it.
Standing across from us tonight are two guys that I know well. I've known Matt Taven and Mike Bennett since the day I started in this business.
Yeah, but you know what, Brian? It ain't about how long you've known somebody.
It's not, man.
It's not about how long you've been friends with somebody. You know, you see, we have the OGK, the OG Kingdom tonight. Now, Mike Bennett, you left for 5 years. And in that 5 years, this happened. The Bouncers happened. We became the physically most dominant tag team in Ring of Honor. It ain't about friends, Brian. It's about winning. Winning, winning, winning.
You know, honor is real, but so is our determination. And we're determined to do everything we said we're going to. And that starts tonight with OGK on our road to becoming the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions.
Another match coming up, and this premieres on our YouTube page on Wednesday, February 3rd, 2021, is the big rematch that Bryan Johnson asked for. Bryan Johnson versus Danhausen. Danhausen says to expect millions and millions of views for this match. Hashtag get Danhausen 1 million views. Let's take a closer look at this highly anticipated rematch.
I have never hid from the fact that I grew up loving professional wrestling. I love the monsters, the midgets, the high flyers, the brawlers. I love the ones that told us to eat our vitamins or drink a beer. I even loved the ones with face paint on. And as I grew older, I learned about the sport of professional wrestling. I watched it perfected by the American Dragon, by a Samoan submission machine, and by some bozo from the UK with spiky hair carrying an iron. And I told myself that I was going to work every damn day of my life until I could stand here and say that I am one incredible professional wrestler. And that's exactly what I am. I am the Mecca Bryan Johnson. But the problem is, nobody's talking about me. Instead, there's some vocal minority that thinks that since they sit on their parents' couch and listen to one podcast and read one damn book, that they know what it takes to be a good professional wrestler. So they start a hashtag and they get this clown, Danhausen, a contract at Ring of Honor based off a hashtag. I sacrificed my whole damn life to be here, and he got a job off a hashtag because some fat ass on his couch thinks he's funny? So then I go to Final Battle. A professional wrestling fan my whole life, it should have been the best damn day of my life. But as I look across the ring, and I see you with your stupid tattoos, your Halloween costume, and your face paint, you became a parody of what I love. You are mocking the sport that I dedicated my life to. So for you, Danhausen, it was a problem because I'm an equal opportunity ass whooper. I don't care if you're cross-dressing, wearing face paint, or strutting right to me. I took that ass whooping to you. At Final Battle, I beat you pillar to post and made my message clear. And with all credit due, you hung. You hung with the Mecca on the biggest stage that we possibly could be on. But in the end, if the ref wasn't a member of the Three Blind Mice, I would have had my hand raised. You had to cheat to beat me, Danhausen, the same way I've been cheated out of every opportunity I deserve. Time after time after time, Ring of Honor and every bozo on the internet has passed me by for the likes like you, and I'm sick and tired of it. So now, your contract is in hand. Congratulations. The next thing that's in hand is going to be me putting my boot in your ass. Danhausen, I told everybody at Final Battle that I was going to kill the internet. So today, Danhausen, I put the final scoop of dirt into your grave. But when they read the tombstone, it's going to read Mecca versus everybody.
Well, Danhausen came from someplace far away, and it's Danhausen. Why do you ask Danhausen who Danhausen is? It's this fellow behind the camera is asking Danhausen questions that he should know. Danhausen's very famous, very evil. Everyone knows who Danhausen is. Everyone loves that Danhausen. Why are there two cameras on Danhausen and all these lights? What are all these lights? It's an interrogation of some sort. Who's this? Ah, yes, Danhausen, again, from someplace far away, as he's already said multiple times now. He wants you to become a professional wrestler, if you will, because it gets him on television. And then, again, he becomes more famous, can take over the world. Yes, he's on every television in every single home. See, look at this. Danhausen sees you through your television right now, and or internet, whichever it may be. Danhausen does not care. Danhausen only cares about being rich and famous. Yes. Anyways, Danhausen here. Danhausen finally won his contract at Ring of Honor. And now he has many sacks of money and is very famous, very evil. Yes, that's right. The blimp. Where's Danhausen's blimp? He won this contract. He's promised the Dave Honor said, I'll give you a blimp if you win this contract. And yet again, Danhausen has no blimp. Where is this, Dave Honor? Danhausen's waiting. If you swear, Danhausen gets taken off the air. So Danhausen says, no swearing, because then we get taken off the television or internet, and then Danhausen cannot be famous. It's quite simple, really. But I see, you ask Danhausen why he carries around teeth. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Anyways, Danhausen here. I'll tell you, they're quite nice. When Danhausen was first traveling around, he'd collect different teeth from different people, and they're disgusting. So, Danhausen would feed them to his opponents, which makes them almost throw up, and he kicks him in the face. It's quite the distraction, but it's a legal distraction. The referee cannot disqualify you for pouring teeth in someone else's mouth. Good brain. Hello, I am Brian Johnstone. I am a loser, and I yell at internet people because, you know what? Danhausen doesn't really know what else he says because he doesn't really pay attention to him. He just keeps yelling at Danhausen. He swears quite often. This fellow's been a menace to Danhausen for weeks. Danhausen beat this fellow within probably 2 minutes. 1, 2, 3 won that contract right in the middle of the ring. But this fellow got back on the internet, wrote an email or something, and he said, I've lost my match, but now I must avenge myself. So, I have to fight Danhausen again and try to embarrass him on TV. But he will not, because Danhausen is all-powerful, very evil. So, there's no stopping Danhausen. Danhausen's unstoppable. Is that enough for you?
I'd like to suggest maybe a loser leaves town stipulation for this one. And I'm rooting for Danhausen. Loser leaves town, loser leaves the planet, 2 out of 3 falls, fight without honor, submission match, cage match. What's your favorite match stipulation?
Hey guys, Rhett Titus of the Foundation here with my son RJ Titus, and my favorite match stipulation? What is it, bud? It's an easy one. Pure rules.
I have to say my favorite match stipulation is the pure rules, whether it be singles match or tags. With those rules in play, I'm guaranteed to see a great wrestling match.
I like a loser leaves town match. I feel like the stakes are real high, especially if it takes place in a city that's beautiful, like Rome or Vancouver. You lost! You don't get to eat any of this delicious food. Beat it!
You wanna know what my favorite match is? Steel cage match.
This one's easy. Steel cage.
Well, anything on a pole is obviously enjoyable. And I did win the world title in a ladder match at Madison Square Garden, so you think that would be my favorite. But if I'm being completely honest, there's nothing better than a good old cage match.
My favorite match? Ladder match.
My favorite wrestling match stipulation is definitely a ladder match.
So growing up, it was TLC and ladder matches. But then years later, actually competing in them, I hate them.
I gotta go with a cage match. I've never been in one, and I've always wanted to be in one. And hey, what's better than watching 2 guys trapped in a cage beating the absolute crap out of each other?
My favorite match type is a steel cage match.
My favorite match stipulation is anything that involves steel, like a steel cage, or Hell in a Cell, or the Cage of Death. Just steel and weapons, everything.
I would have to say that Rumble matches are my favorite wrestling stipulations because they're fun to compete in. They're always really fun to watch.
My absolute favorite match stipulation, that's easy, a Lucha de Apuestas match. More specifically, Caballera contra Caballera, a hair versus hair match. And it's one of my personal dream matches to actually be in Ring of Honor's very first hair versus hair match.
Championship matches, preferably world championship matches.
As far as a stipulation, how about a nice dog collar match? Yeah.
Even though I've never been in one, I think dog collar matches are cool as hell. You know anything about dog collar matches? Didn't think so.
A lot of people are not gonna like this answer, but my favorite kind of match, honestly, is brown panties, fulfill your fantasy, paddle on a pole, Halloween battle royal. I could go on and on, but I always found these kind of matches to be entertaining, and I like that they were specifically female.
Foxy lady, you know you're out of sight.
Hello?
Yes, can
match stipulation?
All of them.
All of them?
Every single one. Not one better than the other. All equal playing field.
Well played. Alright, play.
Bye.
The Iron Man or Iron Woman match is my favourite stipulation, and the reason is it's the perfect way to end a feud. There is a finality to it, you get a definite winner, but there's lots of twists and turns as well. I always used to love it when, for example, one person would just bludgeon the other with a chair, losing a fall, but then immediately pin them to get back the fall, and now their opponent is damaged. So it leads to so many opportunities for different stories and also different strategies as well.
Hello, yes, Danhausen's favorite match stipulation of some sort. It would be, yes, but of course, the one where Danhausen wins a contract if he wins. Who'd have thought? Love that, Danhausen.
You wanna know my favorite stipulation match? It's the blindfold match. Because as an equal opportunity ass whooper, I can still do what I do best. But I don't have to do so while looking at that repulsive bozo Bobby Cruz sitting ringside. I hate that guy.
My favorite type of match must be death match.
My favorite professional wrestling match stipulation has got to be the Ganryujima Island Death Match. And Pure Rules, also Pure Rules too.
I don't really care about stipulations, honestly. I just really like to watch people beat up other people, and it's that simple for me. Moving on, as always, we deliver stuff on our YouTube page like all the time. Technique Tuesdays with Joe Hendry, Throwback Thursday, the Honor List. We recently posted the greatest moments of 2020 and much more. The weekly article, X-Files, delivers breaking news on a constant basis on ROHWrestling.com, and Kevin Eck also drops the ROH Strong podcast every Monday. The ROH Pro Shop is open 24/7, 365 with t-shirts, DVDs, hats, face masks, can koozies, and much, much more. You can check all of that out at shophonor.com. Anyway, that's all for this week. Don't forget to join us for our hashtag WatchROH watch party this Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. You can follow me on the internet at Quinn McKay and Ring of Honor at Ring of Honor across the board. I'm Quinn McKay, and I'll see you next week on Week by Week.
Never once we lied to you. We never promised victory. We promised an anniversary.
Happy anniversary. I did exactly what I said I was gonna do, man. And while you two are worried about wins and losses, we were worried about winning the war here. And we put another righteous act of cruelty in this book of blood, man. And Taven, because you're not getting the hint, everybody around you has to suffer for it. You're like a blind mouse that keeps running to all these traps, man. And Bennett, let me guess, you're gonna turn this into some kind of rehabilitation story, a process to overcome, right, man? I also want to thank Ring of Honor for protecting me against Matt Taven's cowardly acts, like attacking a man from behind and sneaking his buddy through the back door to give him a hand. I'm not looking to hurt Taven. As far as I'm concerned, this is over, man. I mean, how could I ever live with myself? But Taven, just remember, sometimes the people that do want to hurt you are the ones that you're breaking bread with, man. Dig what I'm saying?